Hey everybody, it's Mark Builds It. Last night I read an article by Douglas Rushkoff called How NFTs Will Kill Netflix. Rushkoff has written several books. The one book of his that I have read is called Program or Be Programmed, which is a good book. I recommend it, by the way. This piece goes through the progression of how the great hope of Web 2 was that access to distribution would be democratized and people would be able to make and publish their own content to the internet directly to the people who wanted to see it. And that's how things started out. But then it all kind of coalesced under a few different companies' control, and then it was really no benefit to the creators to produce content anymore because those major companies were extracting more than their fair share of value. And so he's looking at the future of Web3 and NFTs, and he sees the same thing is probably going to happen again. You're going to have to purchase an NFT for every little thing you want to watch or see. An evening of entertainment is going to turn into just an endless string of purchasing decisions. And while I think that, and so he thinks that's going to lead to aggregation and companies, bringing artists together under the roof of one brand, and that so you can just pay for the one brand, and then you're right back to the major complaint for creators, anyways, with Web 2. I think that is likely to happen. I think there will be some of that. But I think one of the things that he's missing, and one of the things that a lot of people miss about Web3 and NFTs, is that there are people who are willing to pay for the content so that everyone can see it. And this is really obvious to me today as I spent the day at Crystal Bridges Museum down in Northwest Arkansas in Bentonville. And it's a museum of American art. And, I found myself standing face to face with Rosie the Riveter today and thinking, I paid nothing to get into this building. This organization is securing all of this artwork so that I could walk in for free and look at it. And that is exactly what NFTs are doing. You may not agree that the stuff that is being embedded in NFTs is art, but there were Jackson Pollocks in this building. There were Andy Warhols, and at the time that art was coming out, there were a lot of people saying, this is not art, this is garbage. So really art is all a matter of who decides, the perspective of the person looking at it. And then I was thinking about how the big argument about NFTs as a device of flexing. And I thought, well, nobody feels that way about a museum. Or, they feel like a person who buys a Picasso and then entrusts it to a museum to display it on public. They're doing a public good, but that's what every owner of every NFT is doing. They are paying a creator for their work, and then they are making it available for other people to view it. So I'm beginning to look at Web3 and NFTs as a way for every supporter of art to become their own museum curator, and for every creator of creative acts to become a commissioned artist. There is a certain level of dignity that comes from making a product, be that a digital product or a physical one, and then being paid for that product that you do not get under the Patron model, where people are just, giving you a few dollars a month to, do whatever you want to do. It's a whole different experience to make a thing and sell it and be paid specifically for that thing. I mean, I know I've built furniture, I've built workbenches. The idea of, relying on the kindness of strangers to give you money on a monthly basis it seems like a nice idea, but I would much rather build something and sell it to a client. The relationship is completely different. It goes from one of sort of gracious groveling to providing a valuable service for someone directly. So think about the value of museums. Think about how they support and protect the creative works of others. And those creative works could be video, they could be art, they could be software. Talk to anybody who is a programmer and tell me that they don't do creative things with their code. And, think of Web3 and NFTs as a way to use those tools to earn a living and to own and keep track of ownership of the art that is created and publicly shared. Don't think of it as a way to collect $1 every time somebody wants to watch your short film. There are people out there, if you're making good work, who will believe in you enough to fund nearly the entire project so that everyone else can enjoy it for free. So that's my thoughts today. I know I was supposed to talk about cold wallets, but we'll cover that tomorrow. A day at the museum is always an inspirational day, so I felt I had to speak my mind on that. See you tomorrow.